And I thought life was over. I feel just unstoppable when I've got my makeup on, you know? I'm just Tanya. Hey everybody, this is Burn Beauty 2018, and I hope y'all are doing well. We're going to do beginner makeup for burn survivors. I don't know that I've ever done that, but I'm starting with a completely clean face. Do hyaluronic acid, vitamin C. I've already done that today. I put it in, I rub it into my skin. TULA blurring primer. Don't do anything without this. Don't ever wear makeup without this. Is Lancôme Font de Teint Idôle, and can you see the way I'm putting it on my face? Can you see the color? It is like me. And that's a stick, and this is a full coverage foundation. The other end is a kabuki brush. I highly recommend using the kabuki brush because I've used my other brushes and I didn't really get the same result. The makeup didn't look as good. And always when we're applying any kind of foundation or anything on our face, we are pushing it into our skin. We're not trying to look like we have a ton of makeup floating on our skin by rubbing. We're pushing it into the skin. The biggest thing with after having skin grafts or burns is to find a way to balance out your skin tone, whether that's using more than one color foundation or whether that's picking a color like I do that covers well enough. It's not as dark as my darkest skin, but it's not as light as my lightest skin either. It's right in between. Some concealer, and this is Urban Decay Stay Naked Quickie Concealer, and I'm going right up here on my forehead, and this is where I would highlight anyway. I'm also going to come down my nose because we want that highlighted. We're going to do that. So let's put some concealer there. We're going to put a dot on our chin, and don't get intimidated here, okay? We're going to put some under our eyes because we always want our eyes to look light. And then we're going to draw way away from our eyebrow wigs. We are going to put the color that we're going to push up that way eventually. I'm not going to do any more with the, oh, I forgot my top lip. So my top lip, if you have spots where you see that are dark, don't be afraid to go ahead and put some concealer on it. We're just trying to even out the skin tone. You may have marks, you know, the scars are not going to disappear. If you have scars, they're not going to go away if they're there. But mine have they've improved for sure, but they don't become invisible. So the best you can do is some blurring primer and then even out your skin tone. That's how you're going to look the best. You noticed that I just took the cap off the other end of this Urban Decay concealer. I normally use it in 3 different colors, but that's going to be our intermediate class. This is our beginner class. And we're only going to use some light concealer, the lightest color that you can put on your skin. And now the one thing we always do is when we come under this eye, we go up at an angle, like an instant facelift. We'll blend it in later, but look at the eyes. So blend it in. And again, we're dabbing it into our eye. We're dabbing it into our, not our eye, into our skin. God, I tell you what, I'm so blessed to be here. I would have never thought I'd be able to be here showing other survivors just how the things that helped me feel better and sharing them. I know I'm looking white and chalky right now, but it's okay. Don't worry about it. So there is one thing that I am going to have to do. I just thought of, even though this is beginner, you're going to have one light concealer and then you're going to have one dark concealer because you've got to do your nose. The rest of our contour we're going to do easy with powder. And all you have to do is bring it down here and then bring it up underneath your eyebrow, because your nose doesn't go straight up and down. Now, if you draw a crooked line, you'll have a crooked nose. So, draw it as well as you can. If it looks funny, something looks wonky to you, then you drew it just a little bit off. And I'm actually going to let it sit and thicken up for a moment. I'm going to take a dry beauty blender, and I'm going to tap this in, because this is looking real chalky, because I haven't mixed any other colors and we're just doing beginner makeup. But it's going to look really, really pretty. This is going to be my light. And then we're going to come back and we're going to add the shadow. And contour, don't be scared of it. We're going to do a powder contour. We're going to use SmashBox powder contour. It even comes with directions. So if you weren't even looking at this video, once you get it, it's going to show you what to do. I don't particularly agree with it, the way that it shows like one way to contour for everybody. I recommend you look it up online, because you need to contour for your face. So you see what I'm doing? I'm leaving this dark, pulling it out here in my eye, right? I'm pulling it all the way out. It's like my shadow now. I'm not going to use eyeshadow, but it's adding a shadow to my eyelid that I now don't have to make with eyeshadow. And even if you are going to wear eyeshadow, you still need to pull this color out like this. Okay? It's important to this contour looking more natural. That was it. You used 2. You're done with your eyeshadow right here. We're not doing it anymore because this is beginner makeup. So we pulled this nose contour all the way up over our eye, and you can see a little bit of brown in it. With some eyeliner and a pretty lash, that's, you know, you stick a fork in that, it is done. I'm going to go ahead and put powder on this bad boy. I'm using Besame Cosmetics Soft Focus Powder. I love it. It is my favorite. One of my favorite secrets. Beauty hack for everyone. This is my Urban Decay setting spray. A couple of sprays right on the powder puff. And then we're going into the soft focus powder, and we're putting that everywhere. Contour kit, you can get these on Amazon. I use both sets. And can you see right here where it's showing you where to put the contour? You see that? That's pretty much true. I have those sets because this color isn't really light enough for me. And I don't know. So I haven't done this in a while and I don't remember. So let's look at it. It says to use the deep contour, and it comes with this brush too. Each one of these comes with a brush. The deep contour right in here in a triangle. Easy with the powder. Easy peasy, easy peasy. We're getting the color. Don't come too close to your mouth, or at least not on my round face. I don't like it too close to my mouth. And then right here, we're going to come in. Make a wedge. Then it wants us to use the dark color down the side of our nose. We've already contoured our nose, but let me see if I can. I have a different brush for that. I can't use the brush that they gave me to do that. Oh, and actually you would normally start with the light colored contour first, so I'm sorry. So that did make a little bit of a difference. And then I can pull that out again into my lid, just like a brown shadow, right? I need a light color to come down my nose, and I'm going to take the light color out of the light kit. The lightest color is what I'm taking out of the medium dark kit, so that I can actually highlight my nose and come up here. So what I'm saying is you might have to be creative if you're, especially with us being burn survivors, who knows what color our skin is, right? Then I use the light color under my eye. Even though we've used concealer there, we're going under the eye. We're still going up here. Doing more of the wedge. And you just follow it. I put a little dot on the chin. You follow the directions. Alright, so now we've got that done. That was contour. How does that get any easier? Oh, except I forgot the forehead. I'm sorry about this. It does not tell you to do your forehead on this thing, and you need to do your forehead. At least I do, as my round face. I need to do my forehead. And I just come halfway around right here. Now leave an open spot in the middle. An open spot in the middle. But I have to get some up there. And I also like to put some down here. But this is just, I'm showing you this because you can play with it. You could have stopped right where I stopped before I touched my forehead. You could stop right there and be okay. But I wanted to do what it takes for my face, and I hope y'all will do that too. Like, look it up, figure out what your face needs for contour. Dry, and I'm just tapping it out. Because it's powder, it's a lot easier to work with. You can still do the light color first. I'm using the tip of my beauty blender to do under my eyes. I've got a little dot right down here. And then, of course, down the center of my nose, the center of my forehead. Then we're going to turn it around. Boom, 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 boom. All right, so I'm going to take the tip of my nose and do the dark. Make sure it's blended in. You see how we made a nose? And see, this is very important because I do not have very much nose. There's almost nothing there. But look at me. Look from the front. Would you know that? I didn't have like a full nose. You wouldn't. And it's just contour. All right, look what we did. We're gonna put on a little bit of blush. And we're gonna use powder blush instead of liquid today because that's a lot easier. And I'm going right up here. Just a little, sort of like a bride makeup. Just a little. I want to highlight. You see that cheekbone right there? I want that cheekbone pop. This is e.l.f. HD Finishing Powder. I have rubbed a big fluffy brush in it, and I'm going all over my face with it. Why? Well, remember that setting powder that we put on, the soft focus setting powder? We never took that off, and setting powder only needs to be on for a couple of minutes. I took a little extra time, but it would have been a couple of minutes for you if you had just put the powder on and then quickly done that contour without all the talking I did. And I am actually removing the soft focus setting powder with the big brush, but it's loaded with the HD finishing powder, which really, really gives that filtered look. These are all my secrets, y'all. All my brows. Even though I've got these brows, I'm gonna put some chocolate brow powder by Anastasia Beverly Hills on there using an angled brush because there's some white spots. If you saw, there was a white spot right there. Now after you put the powder on it, you got pretty brows. Pretty brows, very defined, but very classy at the same time. I love to use NYX Epic Wear eyeliner, and for beginners, we are simply going to put a line. It's a little wobbly. We're gonna define it. We're gonna let it get thicker. Now I've got a very thick liner, which is kind of cool. You guys can do yours thin. It's kind of dramatic for me, and I kind of love that. Any mistakes, you clean them up with a Q-tip, and if it's more than a Q-tip can bear, usually with eyeliner, you just clean it up with the Q-tip. But if it's like a big error, clean it up with some concealer. Okay, I forget to do something just now. I put on my blush, but I forgot to put on my bronzer. And I need to brown up, seriously. So contour defines your face, and you blend it in. Bronzer, you really want it to be out there. Bronzer, you put it everywhere that the sun would hit your face. And I should have put it on before my blush. I like to make a 3. and then come right here, right? Don't close in your chin ever. Your chin should always remain open. And just get that bronzer on there. See that? I'm warmed up. You can get a very much smaller, more realistic looking lash if you want. Or you can diva with me. I wear Lashes So Fly. I'll put the link below. They have all different types. And the thing about these is that you can wear them 15 to 20 times. I will admit, though, that when I first started wearing lashes, I just bought some on Amazon. And I won't tell you any different. Go ahead and buy some on Amazon if you want. And practice. And then when you get it, when you're like, I got it. When you get there, get you some nice lashes, because these are so much. They're just thicker, better. You know, they're just good. So, but you don't need to practice on them. If you're really just getting started, you don't need to practice with these. I can find. I'm still holding my lash, because the key to putting on a false lash, y'all, is letting the glue get almost completely dry, just super tacky, so that when it touches me, it sticks. So I do other things while all that's going on. And I literally just hold this between my tweezers the whole time. Well, no, we're not, because we're doing beginner makeup. We're just gonna line it. Liner is different these days. You do it a little bit thicker. You don't want like a thin line. It's okay to see it, but if you're gonna see it, it needs to be a little bit thicker. So you see what I'm doing with that? I kind of filled in the corner of my mouth. For me, it's a little more difficult because my top lip has no shape at all, and I draw it on. It's why I got this piercing, so I know. Look, that was gross. I'll clean that up for you, but you'll see my piercing is like, it's like my North Star. It guides me. Let me be quiet during that, because I just messed up. I'm gonna make my bottom lip so much bigger. No one will know. No one will know that you did this. And remember, I want you to come into your corners. This really is called overlining, where we come into the corner. And you see what we're making? We're making kind of a little pouty lip. I'm going to put more up here. I'm going to come down with it. Right? This is totally easy. It's easier probably than messing with your lipstick and doing all those fancy things. Going to come all the way up here. We are super lined. Right? But we want a neutral lip. So we just did our liner, and we need to put on our first eyelash. I used a dark brown by NYX. I'll put it in. It'll be down below. When I put this on, it should stick. Oops. Well, and then sometimes that happens. You're not holding it properly. Put it on and it's stuck. But that doesn't mean everything is all right, because it's not in the proper position. I need to pull it out further, closer to my edge. And then I need to get to work. I need to take the other end of my tweezers, this end, and I'm using it to press down on the band of the lashes, not on the hair. Just on the band to make sure that it's really sticking. You know, you're making it adhere, making sure it is stuck. Because for me, like not having any lashes, you need to have enough glue on the lash and put it on well enough that it can just stay there and it can stay up in the position it needs to be. It shouldn't be sticking straight out. When your eye is open, you should see the lash. It's closed like this, but it shouldn't be straight out. If you've got it straight out, you need to just take it and just adjust it. One more lash. And I really like this look. This is really cute, isn't it? This is the It Girl look, and this Hot Girl Summer look. Use that dark brown liner, and I'm putting the glue on this other lash. I use a little bit extra. If you have lashes, you don't need a lot. I use Cardani lash glue. It's the best. Let's do a pink. Do I? Like a pink neutral. This is kind of a neutral pink by Fenty. I'll do a little in here. You see what we're doing there? We covered most of their mouth with the liner. And then I want you to take like a lip color like this and just go all over. And you have overlined your lips. Overline it. You have done it. It's easy enough for beginners. That's kind of why I wanted to do that. My mouth is big and juicy right now, then I'm digging that. You can make it whatever size you want. I made my mouth a lot bigger than it actually is here. Feeling very supermodel-y. I don't think this is ready yet. Highlighter is like the stuff. Look, it's like a champagne color. And on your nose, right here, some right here. I really love my cheeks to be like, I want to be like, I want to blind you when you see my cheek, when you see the side of my face. I want to blind you. I'm going to use a pencil brush to come right down the middle of my nose with the highlighter. Not too much, but enough, right? I am doing my highlighter prior to putting on prior to setting my makeup. I'm putting on my highlighter. When you do that, you're sometimes going to have to come back. And this is the same highlighter I'm putting in the corner of my eyes, okay, y'all? When you do that, you're sometimes going to have to come back and put a little more highlighter on, depending on the look you're looking for. And with me wanting to blind everybody with my cheek, I'm probably going to have to put some more on. But I've always done it this way. This is kind of the way I taught myself to do it. That you can just go ahead and set your makeup right now with the spray and get it dry with the fan, or and then put your highlighter on. That's what I recommend if you're doing your makeup to like go out with your girls or something. I would just recommend that you just go ahead and set the makeup, and once it is set and very, very dry, come back with your highlighter and put your highlights where you want them. Only because the setting, it dulls it a little bit. It's going to dull the look of the highlight a little. If you're just starting out, Idôle makes great lashes, or if you want to get them on Amazon, just get some really just short. They don't need to be baddie lashes, they don't need to be cat eyes, just something that looks natural that you can practice with if you don't have the eyelashes or if you've never used them. If you want to be a baddie, you can get these long ones, but just know I worked my way up to being able to apply these like this, and I started with much smaller lashes. What we have right here, y'all, is Hot Girl Summer Face. I'm using Urban Decay Up All Night Ultra Glow. That's enough. It's gonna dull my powder, my like glow up a little, but not too much. I have this little fan my husband gave me. It has 3 settings. By drying it this way, you get a much better finish. It is going to do the trick that I want to do, which is gloss up. I am happy. I feel really nice about this look. I really like this look. And if I wasn't talking, it'd be like a 20-minute look. I sprayed my mouth just because I love to do that. It's not going to keep the lip gloss on, but I tried. We did it. That is beginner makeup for burn survivors. The most important thing we really did was the blurring primer and the blurring powder, and getting the color right so that we're the same color all over. That's the hardest part, but we also glowed up with foundation. We contoured to get the shadows back in, and then we warmed up with the bronzer. And that's how it's done, y'all. Let's get a wig. We're gonna do our wig today also, and I have a surprise for you. And that is that Outre makes an everyday wig. Other brands do too, which means they're not lace front wigs. So if you don't know how to lay your lace yet, look for the Outre everyday wig, right? You don't have to cut the front lace. The part is dedicated. The only thing I want you to do is spray some even lace tint on it so that it looks like your scalp. And then you put this guy on. It's got 2 combs in the front, 1 in the back. I'm gonna hook everything underneath. I'm wearing my cap, and I'm wearing a wig grip, a silicone wig grip. I'm gonna hook everything underneath my cap and my grip. I'm not gonna dig any combs at all into my actual hair, because these are protective styles, so keep them protected. Don't have it digging into you. We have to make sure that we look good, so we gotta pull it to the right position on our head, okay? Make sure that you don't pull it down too far, close to your eyebrows. It needs to be where your natural hairline is, and I see my natural hairline right here because, and I know it's my natural hairline because it's a big scar where they reattach my face. I'm not using any glue. You can just style this any way you want to. I haven't worn this wig in a minute, in a hot minute. Even when it's got a middle part, you can always turn around and be sexy or something. Ooh, I like that. So that's it. We did beginner makeup. Looks good, right? Beginner makeup. All right, well, I love you guys so much, and thank you for tuning in. Please remember to subscribe, comment, share. It'll help me grow, and I really want to grow on YouTube and be able to reach out to people that are not sure about their confidence or about how to recover. Whatever you're going through, please remember that this too shall pass, and that I love you. See you next time.